Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. What we're going to be talking about today is where to start learning how to code, right? There's a lot of different resources available to you online, and it could be overwhelming the amount of options you have. You know, there's courses, there's books, there's boot camps, there's a lot of different things. So I just wanted to talk about what your different options are if you want to start learning how to code online right now, and you know what I would do if I was in your shoes. So if you're new to the channel, my name is John Vine. What we do here is we talk about software engineering. If you guys want to become full-time software developers, then subscribe to the channel and like the content. I try to use my experience to help you guys out and achieve your goals. I think right now around 90% of you guys are not actually subscribed, so any sub would definitely help. And yeah, let's get right back to the video. Right off the bat, the first thing I want to say is if you're in this phase right now of you want to start coding, you don't know what to do, and you're kind of watching all these videos, how do I start learning how to code? How do I do this? How do I do that? You know, you really want to get out of this phase. You're going to endlessly be scrolling through YouTube and eventually end up on some random video. If you keep doing this, if you want to start learning how to code, then just do it now, start, and don't look back. Stop looking at all these videos and really just wasting your time, and just commit to learning how to code. Also, all these options that I'm going to be talking about today, they're all pretty much free. There are paid versions of these options, but I'm going to talk about from a free perspective. So you don't have to have any background knowledge of coding. You don't have to have a ton of money to do these things. Anyone can really choose one of these options. So your first option is kind of to just take an introductory to computer science course. So what I'm talking about is a course that you would have taken in like university. These courses are usually, when you take a computer science degree, this is what you start with. Now, it doesn't necessarily teach you how to code, but it teaches you the foundations of computer science. It teaches you a ton of fundamentals and data structures, data types, algorithms, how different things work. You might start working with object-oriented programming, but the real important thing is this kind of gives you the fundamental knowledge to start learning to code. It gives you the knowledge you need beforehand so that you can optimally learn. Once you start actually learning to code, and you learn the syntax of a language and you know how to use it, you'll be able to apply these things because you have this these foundations from the introductory to computer science course, right? I think these courses are a great foundation. I think that it can help you a lot with problem solving. You'll have a lot of knowledge of how different things work, so you'll be able to find the source of problems better if you have all this knowledge. Now, there's a ton of different places online where you can find courses like this. There's places like EDX, there's Coursera, there's Udemy. I think there's a couple of other ones as well, but those I think are the main ones. Now, most of these are kind of just like I said before, like a university course. So I think they're in, lecture format. There's different assignments. There's like PowerPoint slides. So, this type of learning could be not for you, right? If you're the type of person that doesn't, learn much from just reading lectures or reading notes and taking notes and this kind of experience, then, an introductory to computer science course might not be for you. But for some people it might really motivate you. It might be a good way that you learn, so this could be for you. So you really want to evaluate what way of learning is best for you before making a decision. For myself, these introductory to computer science courses and taking a lecture is probably not the best way. I would rather be more practical, but different things work for different people, so it doesn't matter. One course that I would recommend is one that a lot of people actually talk about. A lot of people take this course when they're self-taught, and it's the Harvard CS50. It's called Introduction to Computer Science, and basically it's a great course. It comes very highly recommended. All the reviews online are like pretty good. I haven't taken it myself, but all I'm seeing online is that it's an amazing course. You get a final project that you practice with. There's a great community. There's tons of groups online. There's tons of Facebook groups. There's tons of forums where different people are taking these courses. There's a lot of resources for if you get stuck on any kind of assignment or anything like that. So I would definitely take this course if I was you guys. If I was kind of just trying to get into computer science, didn't know where to start, I would probably start with this course. And I think it's around 3 months, maybe 11 or 12 weeks, something like that. So that's kind of all the information you guys need, and you can make the choice there. Now, another way of learning online, if you want to become a self-taught programmer, is through these things called interactive learning platforms. So basically, it's kind of a place online you go, and there's courses, and basically in these courses, there's kind of the ability to code and, you know, run different tests and do different challenges and kind of learn while, you know, code while you're learning, and kind of take these courses and code at the same time. So you're kind of learning and coding at the same time, which I think is kind of the best way to actually learn how to code. There's a lot of awesome resources like this online. There's a ton. So you really have to kind of find the best one and pick one. But, you know, there's Codecademy, there's Free Codecamp, which is free, completely free. And there's a ton of courses on web development, on like Python, on databases, on machine learning. So there's a ton of stuff there completely free. I would definitely check it out. There's also places like Treehouse. There's places like Edgeabit, which I did a review of a couple of days ago, which is basically, you know, it gives you challenges. It gives you different small challenges going from beginner to expert, and basically you solve them by coding. And I think it's a great way to learn. And it's kind of like an interactive learning platform, just without the courses. But yeah, so these kind of, the courses you get on places like Free Codecamp are what I found was that they were a lot more concentrated. So there's a lot less fluff. You know, the introductory to computer science courses and, you know, university courses in general usually have a lot of content. It's like, and it kind of has like an extra amount of content. Some could be left out. Whereas these online courses that are on these interactive learning platforms are very lean, right? There's only kind of what you need, and what you're learning serves a very specific purpose. So if you're taking a web development course, you're not going to be learning about like, you know, memory management or object-oriented programming or data structures, none of that. You're going to be learning, you know, a certain language like JavaScript, and just what you need to complete that task, right? That web development is what you want. So we're only going to teach you things about web development. So you really might miss out on a lot of things, but, you know, the other side is that you're really concentrated on what you're learning, which is very good. You kind of get also, you really get instant feedback on if you're improving, if you're getting worse, if you're understanding what you're learning, right? You go through a lecture, you're like, okay, I get it. And then they gives you a challenge and you try to code it. And then you realize, okay, I honestly don't understand it at all. So you kind of get instant feedback, and then you can go back and, you know, practice again. So that's kind of really what I like as well. It also lets you really get comfortable with coding. A lot of people are intimidated by coding for the first time. And so they end up, you know, doing a lot of tutorials and kind of avoiding coding. But this really lets you practice. It lets you get comfortable, and I think that's great. And yeah, so like I said before, there's a lot of these online. A lot of these are paid as well. So make sure you're really getting a great one. You might want to watch some reviews. I have reviewed a couple of these on my channel. So you might want to watch those before you decide to pay for one, or before you kind of like commit. Just try a couple of them. But interactive learning platforms are definitely awesome resources online, and I would definitely take advantage of them. So, you know, a mix of the both is probably the best way to go. Best way to go might be to take an interactive learning platform and, you know, just kind of start coding. You want to start coding as soon as possible so you get comfortable with it. And maybe after you've kind of completed one of those courses and you kind of have some experience coding, you know what you're doing, you might want to take an introductory to computer science course at that point, so that, you know, you do get the knowledge of all these fundamentals and all these foundations that you might have missed out on. And finally, guys, what I want to mention is that you really want to use these courses and all this kind of stuff as an addition to whatever you're doing. You do want to code as much as possible, and so I do recommend, you know, working on a side project, you know, while doing all this, you know, just plugging away at it and kind of, you know, applying different things that you're learning at the same time. I do think that would be a great strategy. So guys, I hope you have found this video useful. It's just kind of, you know, where to start learning how to code, what your options are, and what you guys can work with, what free options there are, and what kind of things you can do if you're trying to learn by yourself how to code. If you like the content, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take it easy and have a good day.